recent years, the word gap year has appeared in the public view many times. Gap years usually occur between high school and university, or after university and before entering graduate school. During this period, students participate in a variety of educational and development activities, such as travel or some regular work. So what do those students who have chosen the gap year think of the experience of the gap year? What's your name?
My name is Freya.
My English name is Chris.
So my name is Andrew.
And what's your major?
Currently, I'm majoring in translating and interpreting in Newcastle University.
I'm studying film here, film practices.
I'm also doing film practices. This is my third year.
Have you ever taken a gap year?
Yes. After I finished my bachelor's degree, I have taken a gap year, and during that year, I have applied for several internships or some part-time jobs.
Yes, I took a gap year between my year 2 and 3. So this year I just came back for my final year, and I took a gap year between 2020 and 2021.
What do you think your gap year experience has taught you, and did it help you with your current study?
I would say yes, because like I said before, during that year I have applied for several internships and part-time jobs. For example, I have spent about 2 or 3 months in Shanghai, and I've worked for a translation company based in Shanghai. And during that internship, I would say I have accumulated so many practical skills, and I have learned, for example, I have learned how to use those translation softwares, and those translation softwares is to help you to improve the effectiveness and efficiency for your translation project, and actually it's very, very useful. And so during the 3 months, and I have learned how to get familiar with it and learn how to use it, how to apply those theoretical things into real practice.
哮喘是一种抑制性的疾病，一般是由吸入或者食入性过敏原所诱发的，通常是以慢性气道炎症或者气道高反应为特征的。
So what is allergic asthma? Asthma is a heterogeneous disease. It often caused by inhaled or food allergens, and it characterized with the chronic airway inflammations.
After I finished my internship and after that gap year, I have applied for the program in Newcastle University. And for example, there's one course called localization, and during that course, it taught us how to use those translation softwares. And actually, I have already learned how to use it in real practice. So I think those practical skills really helped me to improve my all-around experiences in my study here.
I didn't come here straight from sixth form. I dropped out of sixth form and got a job as an animator for a company that did translation software for people moving to the UK from China and Cambodia to learn English. And with that, I developed some editing skills, which is why I got accepted at university. And with that, it was a more intense kind of learning. Like, this is a very academic institution where you're taught the theory of editing, whereas then I was just taught practically, you get this here on the timeline to make it look good.
I've learned much more from my gap year than from this university.
At the beginning of 2020 years, the COVID-19 broke out worldwide, which greatly affected students' overseas study plans. Many students choose to take a gap year and continue their studies. Why did you choose gap year?
For many reasons, actually, but the main reason is COVID, the pandemic, because my parents worried about me. But another reason is I didn't feel like my studying the uni is good enough for me. I wasn't ready for third year, and it's partly due to all kinds of disruptions that happened throughout my first 2 years of uni, like UCU strikes, and I'm not really happy about the quality of teaching in this university, so I took gap year.
Of course, the majority of the students don't have the experience of the gap year, So let me see, what do they think of the gap year? What's your name?
Connor.
What's your major?
I'm doing a master's degree in English literature.
My name is Lina Zhang. My major is media and public relations.
My name is Talia Peters. I'm currently an international student that's studying biomedical sciences at Newcastle University.
Have you taken a gap year?
No, I have not taken a gap year.
Not yet, no.
No, I haven't taken a gap year.
What do you think of the gap year?
I think that it's a good thing depending on what it is that you want to do. If you're someone that wants to be studying for a long time, I wouldn't recommend, or I don't think so. I think that it's something that's interesting, whereby you're able to then find yourself and to find interests that you like to do, hobbies, and just implementing that in your life.
I think it's a really worthwhile thing to do. I think not necessarily if you're not sure what you want to study or have like a general plan for the next few years, but I think sometimes it's good just to take a year out and kind of reevaluate what you want to do in life, you know, where you want to study, what you want to be doing. So I think they are really good, to be honest. Yeah.
I think it will be very, very helpful because they will make an object they want to do. And I met a friend in Anglo-Chinese society. He traveled to many countries during his gap year, and including China, because he learned Chinese when he was little. And finally, he chose the major related to China. So I think it's definitely helpful as long as you do something meaningful, not a waste of time. Yeah.
In fact, I interviewed a lot of students. Many of them think that choosing a gap year is a right and meaningful thing to do. It gives you an idea of what do you want to do with your life. Finally, I hope everyone can find the best way to go to school for themselves.